Great, thank you. Good morning. All right. We're going to start with the ticket appeals first. So let me read the opening statement for that. This is a code enforcement ticket appeal hearing for the city of North Miami. Today is, what is today? October 17th, 2018, and I am Beatrice Kezo, Special Magistrate for the City of North Miami. The purpose for this hearing is to determine if a code violation exists at your property, as observed and cited by a code enforcement officer of the city. If the city is not able to prove its case, then I will dismiss the case and you may leave. These proceedings are being recorded. Therefore, all persons who are speaking should do so one at a time to ensure that all testimony is clearly audible on the recording device. If English is not your primary language, then please inform me when I call your case. We have a translator who will assist you during the proceedings. When your case is called, the property owner, agent for the property owner, and any witness that you may have should come forward to the podium on the left side of the room. When asked, please speak directly into the microphone and say aloud your name, your business or mailing address, and your relationship to the property. If you are not the property owner or an attorney representing the property owner, then you must present a notarized power of attorney affidavit in order for your testimony to be taken on behalf of the property owner. The city will present its case first, and then the property owner and or violator will be given an opportunity to testify on their own behalf, to bring forward witnesses to testify, to present evidence and photographs, and to cross-examine the city's witnesses. Following the case presentation, I will issue a finding of fact on the case. If I find that a violation of city codes exists or existed at your property, then I will affirm the ticket and impose a fine in court cost. If I find sufficient cause to postpone enforcement action at this time, I will table this case proceeding to another hearing date in the future. If you do not agree with my finding of fact and or ruling, then the property owner may appeal the administrative order on the case to the circuit court. An appeal must be filed within 30 days of the date of the execution of the administrative order to be appealed. In accordance with Florida statutes, if a person decides to appeal any decision made by the special magistrate with respect to any matter considered at these proceedings, then the person will need a verbatim record of the proceeding. This record includes the evidence for the testimony and evidence upon which the appeal is to be based. The cost of obtaining the verbatim record shall be the sole responsibility of the appellant, and it is recommended that persons who plan to appeal their case should provide their own court reporter at these proceedings. Pursuant to city codes, if the city of North Miami prevails in prosecuting a case before the special magistrate, the city shall be entitled to recover all costs incurred in prosecuting the case. The current cost assessment amount is $100 per case. Once the city records an order that imposes a fine and authorizes a lien against the property, then the city will charge additional administrative fees to record and release the lien. Now, if you are giving testimony today on a case, please rise and raise your right hand so the officer can administer the oath.
If you're going to be speaking on a case, please stand up, raise your right hand so I can swear you in. Sir, please stand up. Creole translator, can you tell it to them in Creole, please? Si alguien va a testificar hoy día, por favor, póngase de pie. Thank you. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give in these proceedings will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Just say aloud, I do.
I do.
Please remain standing for the pledge.
Please everyone stand up for the Pledge of Allegiance. If you can, unless you have a disability. Okay, fine. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. Translators, do you solemnly swear or affirm that the translations which you are about to give in these proceedings will be accurate accurate and correct to the best of your knowledge, skills, and ability?
I do.
Thank you.
All right. Do you want to announce the additions, corrections, or deletions, or you want to call the first case?
Yes, Your Honor, we'll announce the amendments. So for case number CTTRE 2018-00001, Carlos Piatnit at 1426 Northeast 131st Street. This case has been postponed. Case
What
number,
item number for me?
it would be item number 2.
Okay.
Item number 3, case number ATANL 2018-00027, Darlenis Brito at 1555 Northwest 127th Street has been paid. Item number 4, PDFAO 2018-00078, Grupo TFJ Properties has been postponed. Case number CTSTR 2018-00010, K&H Holdings Miami at 13010 Biscayne Island Terrace has been postponed. Oh. I'm sorry. I see. Okay. So item number 95, case number CTTRE 2018-00002, Marie McSeal at 1050 Northwest 130th Street. This case has been dismissed by the city. City's ready to proceed with the first case with item number 25, CTNUS 2018-00011, Carlo Jean at 530 Northeast 138th Street.
Good morning. Please state your full name in relationship to the property.
Carlo Jean.
All right.
The owner.
If I could get my witness to please state your name for the record.
Code Compliance Officer Rahima Golding.
And Officer Golding, on or about August 14th of 2018, did you issue ticket number 12429 to Carlo and Marie Jean?
Yes, I did.
Can you confirm that this is the ticket that you issued?
Yeah, yes, it is.
Yes.
And Officer Golding, what is the nature of the violation for which you issued your ticket?
This was failure to remove bulk trash by the time prescribed by the city.
And how did you find out about the violation?
I was driving doing my sanitation rounds in the morning.
And were you able to obtain any photographic evidence of the violation?
Yes, I did. It should be in the file.
Can you verify that this photo array dated August 10th, 2018 was taken by you?
Yes.
And Officer Golding, what is depicted in the photographs?
Some tree trimmings and bags of trash and some wooden pieces.
And were you able to make any contact with the property owner to issue any kind of notices to remove the trash?
I left a sanitation notification at the unit. I did see a tenant in the of the property, and I did inform them what the ticket was for.
And did you give them any time to cure the violation or remove the trash?
Yes, they're given 24 hours.
And did you make a reinspection after the 24 hours to see if the trash was in fact removed?
Yes, I did.
And what did you find on your reinspection?
I found that the trash had not been removed.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Do you have any questions for the officer?
Your Honor,
We don't live
We
there.
don't live in the property. We live in Davie. Our taxes record shows that we live in Davie. We were not notified, simply as that. However, the tenant, 2 days later, the tenant advised us, we called the city to have it picked up. That's all, that's all, because 24 hours, we just weren't there. We don't live in, we live in Davie.
We
The,
don't receive anything.
and then we didn't receive a mail notice. We never received a mail notice from this person.
Well, we don't, well, when, with the sanitation violation, you only get 24 hours to cure the violation. You would not have been able to receive notification by mail in time.
We are not questioning I'm not questioning your, but I'm just saying that, being that it's a rented property, we pay taxes, that our taxes goes there, like we receive taxes there, but we don't receive any notice. However, when the tenant did call me, I was able to call the city to have it picked up, but, I'm really sorry, we didn't have enough notice time.
I don't know what special arrangements you're gonna make with your tenants, basically to give you notice.
It's like a missing truck. The truck missing the
Because
part, and
Because it was
they
out,
believe
it,
the truck coming back to pick it up.
yeah.
And next door neighbor adding trash on it.
Yeah, because apparently it was out there the day before the pickup was gonna come. They didn't pick up the trash. That was the situation. The city actually missed the trash. That was the situation.
It was very little. It was too back.
Yeah, and then I guess after a while, then they put, the next day, whatever, they put more. But it was a missing, the city actually missed the pickup for that particular incident.
Okay, what
But
you're
we
saying
did call
is
the city, they came back and picked it
Well,
up.
so the ticket was actually for failure to remove the trash within the time period prescribed. So under the city's code, section 9-20, they were given the 24-hour sanitation notice. So that is the time period prescribed for them to have removed the trash. So once they became aware via their tenant, the code officer has already testified that she did make contact with the tenant, did issue that 24-hour notice. The trash was supposed to be removed within that time period upon her reinspection. So that is the basis for the citation.
I
Again, we
understand
don't live
that,
in the
but
property.
I want to be clear in terms of what they're saying. When was the trash supposed to have been
On
picked up?
Tuesday.
I'll defer to the officer who's familiar with
I'll
the
pass
area.
this to you.
Trash pickup for your area is on Thursday.
Thursday, yeah.
That is correct.
Okay.
So, I mean, I have to look at the
Let me
dates. I don't
see here.
know.
Not the pictures.
Um,
Do we know
I'm
what
not, I'm
day?
not sure what August 14th. I don't know what day that falls on.
I'll look it up. August 14th is on Tuesday.
So, if the city missed it the previous week, you guys should have called
We did
in.
call.
But you called in when? You called in after I issued a citation.
No, we called in when they told us, when the tenant told us, that's when we called them.
Right. So, these photos, the 10th fell on what day?
The 10th was
On a Friday. So I made the initial inspection on August 10th, Friday, August 10th at 3:40 p.m., and the trash was out here. On on Monday, August 14th, Tuesday, August 14th, and I came back, took the photos and issued the ticket, it was still there. So you guys had more than 24
Like I
hours
said,
notice.
like I said, they told us it's a missed pickup. When it's a missed pickup, they said they're going to
who
pick
live
it up.
for next
Yeah,
pickup.
they said they're gonna come and pick it up.
Right, but who did you call?
We called City of North Miami. They said, they sorry, they missed up the pickup, whatever.
You called Waste Pro or the City of North Miami? There's a difference.
A bug pickup.
I don't know, we
something.
called bulk pickup.
Yeah, that may be where the disconnect was, because we were never notified of a missed pickup. And
Right.
some, and I feel like, once this notification was given, somebody should have reached out to me as the officer and say, hey, you know, we've
I actually reached out to
scheduled.
you several times. I reach out to you several times. After the fact, I reach out to you several
what is
times.
it to
I
fight
left
you?
message for you from
3
my
times.
desk.
Me, I left message 3 times.
You left on my voicemail?
Yes,
Yeah,
you never
yeah.
called
I-
me back. I swear, I did.
Yeah. I don't know who got the message, but I returned every single voicemail, and my cell
You
phone,
didn't return mine,
my desk phone is connected to my cell phone.
but you didn't return mine.
My desk phone is connected to my cell phone. So if you call, it automatically comes to my cell phone. And I have all voicemails, I have all text
I won't
messages, I have
lie,
everything.
I swear, I did call you 3 times.
Okay, well, I'm just saying that I didn't return your phone call because I didn't receive it. So,
All right, if my understanding is, that bulk pickup was on the 10th, is that correct?
no, bulk pickup would have been on the 9th for
On the
them.
9th. So, bulk pickup was on the 9th, and this was out there. When you showed up on the 10th, you gave the 24-hour notice. But this was placed there at a time when they were supposed to have been picked up.
That's
Right.
what they're saying, but that's not what I was told by the tenant.
Okay.
Tenant didn't tell me that. Had I been told that, you know, there could have been some understanding.
Okay.
Conversation could have been had.
All right. There seems to be a lot of, different miscommunication and misunderstanding. Based on the evidence presented, I will dismiss the ticket. Thank you. You may leave.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
All right.
Can you also please advise us, because I do check my mail, and this is why I received this mail because it was certified, but I'm not asking for certified. I do check my mail. Therefore, I wasn't notified. I'm very upset by that.
This situation here would not have been handled via mail. What she's telling you is that you have
Yeah.
24 hours from the date that they gave you the warning, that you have 24 hours to remove the trash. So their notice was given to your tenant. Is that correct?
Well, it was
Yeah,
posted
but
on the
some
property.
It
of
was
and
posted on the
This tenant-
property
this
or
tenant
given to.
was able to advise us, but some tenants, they just, they don't really care.
I understand.
Yeah.
The only
So-
reason why this one was dismissed is the fact that
Yeah, we
that
called.
it was a miss
Thank you.
pickup.
Thank you.
And so that's why you're not being charged with that.
Thank you.
Okay?
Have a nice
I want to
day.
make sure I make the exception so that no one else gets the wrong idea.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
City will proceed with item number 63, case number CTBPR 2018-00042, Jean Augustuma at 400 Northwest 134th Street.
That's fine. Oh, I don't know where I put it up there. Good morning. Please state your full name and relationship to the property.
Jean and Celia Augustama.
And can I get my witness to please state your name for the record?
Saram McCoy, Code Compliance Officer with the City of North Miami Code.
Thank you. And officer, did you issue ticket number 12284 to Lilia Augustama and Jean Augustama on September 5th of 2018?
Yes,
Can you confirm that this is the ticket that you issued?
yes, it is.
And officer, what is the nature of the violation for which you issued your ticket?
Construction without a permit. The fence at the property was, it appears that the fence has been put up without a permit.
And how did you find out about the violation?
I was doing the zone inspection on that date. When I came up to the property, I noticed that the fence looks fairly brand new. It doesn't look like a weathered fence, like a dark colored fence. As I got out to inspect the property line, the fence line from the sidewalk in the alley in the rear of the property, I went back to my car, checked in Eden, and I noticed that there was not a permit for the fence.
And were you able to take any photographs of the unpermitted work that was completed?
Yes,
Can you verify that these photographs dated September 5th, 2018 were taken by you?
Yes.
Photo side. This picture not my house picture, this one. I ain't get no brick on the house.
This picture is not of my house.
I ain't get no brick on my house.
I don't have bricks in my house.
This is from the front of the house. This is where the, see right here? And then this.
And what is depicted in the photographs?
One of the photos is from the front of the house. It depicts the front door, the numbering of the address on the front door, and on the left side there you can see the poles for the fencing. And then the second picture depicts the actual fence. Looks like it was installed
And
or in the process of being installed.
Okay, and in response to the homeowner's comment that that is not his house, the picture isn't meant to depict his house, it's more to depict the fence.
Exactly, yes.
Okay, thank you. And is installation of a fence the type of work which would require a building permit?
Yes.
And did you perform an extensive search of the building permits on file?
Yes.
And did you find any permits on file for this fence?
None at all.
No further questions, Your Honor.
All right. Okay. Ma'am, sir, do you have any questions for the officer?
Est-ce qu'on a une question pour Nexa?
Oui.
Yes, yes.
M'te gen bagay a deja la. Te gon bagay pa de ase bral te. Le cyclone nan y tombe.
There was an existing fence there already. When the hurricane came, it fell down.
Mwen toilet pou siti a parce mwen men son clean.
It was too ugly for the city because I'm a clean person,
E pi m'ap chanje bra yo.
and I'm changing the poles.
M'te wè yon siti tap pase m'te di, i di si se pa $3,000 m'ba bezwen permis.
I saw a city official pass by, and he told me if it's not going to be more than $3,000, I don't need a permit.
From my understanding, the construction, I understand what you're saying, but the construction, it is in chapter 5, section 32 of the city ordinance states that you can't, it is unlawful to start construction within the city without first obtaining a permit.
Il dit que ou pas qu'à faire construction, commencer construction sous pas de permis. C'est ça, city normal. But the fence was there already.
I think you had, did you have a wooden fence or did you have that chain link fence that I'm seeing here?
Yes.
Wooden fence.
A wooden fence.
Okay. And it was, taken down, it was damaged by the hurricane?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Yes.
Where are we in the process now with the fence?
Right now, the fence is still in the same condition.
Okay, so they have stopped the construction?
Yes.
And you haven't applied, for a permit yet?
The city told us we cannot get a permit because we already start the work. That's what they told us. We went so many times. We have all them filed. When we went, they said we cannot get the permit because we already start the work.
Are they allowed to apply
Yes.
for an after-effect permit?
Yes,
Right.
it's an extensive fee for
told
starting
us no.
construction prior to
Yeah.
obtaining your permit.
But
They
you've
would
been-
tack on extra money, but you would still be able to go through the process.
Correct.
Mais les pas coûtent un peu plus cher parce qu'on commence déjà à prendre déjà, c'est ça.
Okay. Do you understand?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Okay, so if that's your, if your intention is to complete the work, then
Yes.
you have to go and get an after-the-fact permit so that, we'll make sure that your fence is built up to code,
Okay,
okay?
thank you.
I will affirm the ticket. I do find that the violation, does exist. The penalty is $500. I will reduce it to $250.
250, thank you.
All right. Yeah.
The city will proceed with the next item on the agenda, number 71, case number SD CVT 2018-00172, Joanne Parker at 12285 Northeast 6th Avenue.
Is anyone present?
assistant of Miss Joanne Parker. She is very hard of hearing, so she might continuously ask, "What did you say?" And I'm gonna have to speak loud so
Okay.
she can understand.
All right, sir. I appreciate
now,
it.
this is Miss. You have to tell them who you are, Joanne.
Joanne Parker.
All right, thank you.
And if I can get my officer to please state your name for the record.
City of North Miami Code Compliance Officer Rahema Golding.
And Officer Golding, on or about July 26th.
What's the question?
On or about July 26th of 2018, did you issue ticket number
Let me out of this lunatic asylum.
11344 to Joanne Parker?
Yes, I did.
Can you verify that this is a ticket that you issued?
Yes.
And what is the nature of the violation for which you issued your ticket?
Accumulation of loose debris and trash not placed in the garbage container within the time prescribed.
What do they want?
And how did you find out about the violation?
Doing my sanitation route.
And were you able to take any photographs of the violations?
Yes.
Can you verify that these photo arrays, one dated July 23rd, 2018, the other dated July 24th, 2018, and one dated July 26th, 2018, were all taken by you?
Yes.
So as they're taken on different dates, Officer Golding, if you could describe what's depicted in the photographs in a chronological order.
Okay, what is depicted in the photographs are loose debris and trash that was scattered throughout the streets on on Monday, July 23rd, on Tuesday, July 24th, as well as Thursday, July 26th.
And were you able to make any contact with the property owner on the 23rd when you first saw the violation?
No, I just posted the property with the 24-hour notice.
And then you came back on the 24th, and what did you find upon your return?
I found that the trash was still out there.
And did you issue the ticket on the 24th?
No, I actually issued the ticket on the excuse me, on the 26th.
And on the 26th, was the trash still in the same condition in the same area?
Just about. Some of it had kind of, I guess, you know, throughout with the wind and the cars passing by, some of it had just kind of dissipated, but there was still trash and debris that was out on the side.
And so the property owner, even though they were given a 24-hour notice to remove the trash, they were actually given more than that time period before the ticket was issued.
Correct.
And is it considered a violation of the city code to remove trash after the time prescribed by the city, which was a 24-hour notice?
Correct.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Is she okay?
Yes, she just probably want to sit down. You want to sit down and I'll deal with it? Yeah. Okay, all right. All right. He gonna let you sit there.
Sir, stay there. We're gonna roll one over. Miss Joanne.
Joanne, here, they're gonna roll your chair right there. You get a special big chair.
Next one. You can get up if you want and you can listen to it.
Once again, Your Honor, my name is Thaddeus Rucker. I am Miss Joanne Parker, personal assistant. I handle all of her properties. I am the property manager, and I believe you guys have my information on file now. As far as this particular ticket and incident, if you look at that picture, if you look at the pictures, that trash is actually on the property line of the building next door to Joanne. If you look at where her property line exists, that trash is sitting on the east side of her property line, and that building belongs to, that's a like 10-unit or more building with plenty of people there. And it's a continuous problem with over 30 people living in a building putting trash right out front there. That picture is not in front of Joanne property.
It's not in the front of the property, but it's on the side where their
It's not
bulk
on her,
trash is
it's,
put.
excuse me, I don't mean to cut you off. It's not even on her side of the property line. And furthermore, in that area, Your Honor, there's continuously a problem. I have a picture of someone actually dumping trash out there. People ride by, throw their trash right out there, and it's an ongoing. As she said, the trash dissipated. No, the trash did not dissipate it. I pick the trash up continuously. Every 2 to 3 days, I go by the property, I see trash, I pick it up. However, people are continuously, like I said, it's about 30 people living in the building that's exactly right next door to her property, and we can't control what all of those people do over there. I'm sorry. I wish there was something you guys could put, maybe a planter out there or something, so they don't put that trash out there, because I do realize that is a drain right there, and you guys don't want that drain covered up. But I can't control 30 people next door. I can control the tenants that's in the property.
The problem was the trash was scattered everywhere. Cars are rolling by. It was like a styrofoam, you know, like when you use to pack a television or any type of electric equipment. And the cars were just, it was a mess, a complete mess.
Understood. How do we identify that the trash belongs to this resident? How did we make that
This-
determination?
So this pole here is what I used as determination for to distinguish which property would belong to. The majority of it is here on this side of the pole. As you can see here, it's all to the left, to the right of the pole. All this here was to the right of the pole. So that is why I issued this citation to Miss Joanne Parker's property.
I'll defer to the magistrate on this one. I mean, the one question I did have for Ms. Parker and her representative is whether since it's an ongoing issue, had there been any contact with the police department or any police reports filed to show that there has been illegal dumping in front of Ms. Parker's property?
I haven't done anything recently, but I spoke to the code compliance officer who handles the area. I don't know if we can call him up. Am I allowed to call him up and he can verify? He even spoke to some of the people that live in the building who says, you know, people ride by and dump trash there. Again, I have a picture here depicting a gentleman putting trash there. Now, the second part to this particular ticket, I'm just curious, is this the proper amount for the first fine? Should it be $100 for the first fine and then $250 ongoing, or the first fine is $250?
No, the first fine is $250.
Oh, okay, all right. I was just curious about that. If I can ask Mr. Clark, who handled the area, his knowledge about the trash.
Wayne Clark, City of North Miami Code Compliance. Prior to me being the zone officer in that area, I believe Officer Golden was. But I'm here to contest there is an ongoing problem with that, and I'm trying to nip that in the bud. Kind of some type of creative ideas to nip that in the bud as far as, you know, always constant trash there. And I don't know what infraction he did before me being in the zone. I have no clue what this ticket was 4, because I didn't see it myself. But however, I do know that there's a continuous problem with that location. And I've talked to him, and I'm trying to, get the PD to assist us, maybe put a dummy car there or something to kind of detour people from dumping there, but it is a problem. I even I sent a notice to the apartment building he mentioned, and I even knocked on a couple of doors, the units, and talked to a couple of the tenants, and they mainly assured me that, other people just pull up there and just drop stuff there continuously, And that property itself, I even went around the property after talking to them, the dumpster area, and the property is clean. There's not even nothing around the dumpster area on that property, as suspect of, accumulation. So, I had to make a decision to try and do something outside of, the norm to try and nip that in the bud. So that's all I have to testify as far as that location is concerned.
Okay. Any questions for Officer Clark?
No.
Okay, thank you, Officer. All right. The city is waiting for me to make an announcement.
May I say just one more thing?
Sure.
It is unfortunate that that this is possibly some illegal dumping, but just so that you're clear, even though there is illegal dumping, you are still responsible to make sure that any accumulation of trash that's on the property is removed. If you have your proof of somebody illegally dumping, you make sure that you take that to the police department and file the necessary police reports so that you have that documentation. Okay?
Okay.
All
Well,
right.
like I said, we have pictures and videos, and if that's what I need to do, take it to the police department then. That's
Yeah,
what I'll
file a
do.
police report and work with the officers, and hopefully that will resolve some of the issues. But as far as this case is concerned, I don't find that the city was able to prove that the trash actually belonged to this particular house or residence. So for that, I'll dismiss the ticket. Thank you. Best of
All
luck
right,
to you.
thank you.
Bye.
City will proceed
Here.
with agenda item number 123, case number CTBPR 2018, stay there, 00028, Prestige Stone LLC at 13800 Northeast 6th Avenue.
Give me another number. That's not my item number. 1, 2, 3.
I have it as 123.
Okay. I heard 1, 2, 3. 123.
Yes.
All right. Good morning. Please state your full name and relationship to the property.
Hello, my name is Isaiah Dumerville, and I'm the property manager for the property.
All right, sir.
And if I can get my witness to state your name for the record.
City of North Miami Code Compliance Officer Rahema Golding.
And Officer Golding, can you verify that on or about July 19th of 2018, you issued ticket number 11343 to Prestige Stone LLC?
Yes, I did.
Can you verify that this is the ticket that you issued?
Yes.
And what is the nature of the violation for which you issued your ticket?
Construction without a permit.
And how did you find out about the illegal construction?
I was driving down 6th Avenue and saw that they had some plumbing fixtures sitting out on the balcony.
And were you able to take any photographic evidence of the violation?
Yes.
Can you verify that these photos dated Thursday, July 19th, 2018 were taken by you?
Yes. Yes, these photos were taken by me.
And what is being depicted in the photographs?
In the photographs, there is a bathtub sitting out on the balcony, and a picture of the tickets and the stop work order.
And what type of work did you witness being completed without a permit?
Plumbing.
And is plumbing the type of work that would require a permit and would show up in our system if you were to do a diligent search?
Yes.
Did you perform a search of the city's records and find any permit on file for the plumbing work?
I did do a search, and no, I did not find any evidence of a plumbing permit.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Sir, do you have any questions for the officer?
Yes, so on that particular day, we did do a remodel far as the plumbing because the tub was aligned wrong, so it was actually leaking downstairs. So we didn't change nothing. We just took out the old tub. We put it outside on the balcony so we could go ahead and fix my maintenance guys, they went ahead and fixed whatever the P-trap, what it was, and then we put it back. So at the time when Ms. Golden drove by, we did put we just pretty much not remodeled it, but fixed it, so to speak. That's about it.
I'm looking for the tub. I can't find it.
That's
Oh, is that the one leaning
Yeah,
against
that's a tub.
All right.
We didn't try to hide it.
Okay. You're saying that you were not,
We was not, at that particular day, we was not remodeling, but we was more fixing the issue because the tub was not aligned right. So what was happening is every time the person above was taking a shower, it was leaking downstairs. So
Okay.
once we ripped up the sheetrock, we realized, okay, the tub is not aligned right. We have to take the tub out, and then they had to reseal it with some kind of glue seal and then put the tub back in.
okay. Is that one of the,
It, in order for them to do an emergency work, they're supposed to receive special permission to do that from the building department. Or if they have to act right away, they need to act right away and then obtain an after the fact, in which they didn't. So that's why I wrote the ticket.
okay, so you haven't applied yet?
No, we did.
Yeah, they applied after the ticket was written. Yes, they did.
Isn't that what you said? That they were supposed to
No,
apply?
after I wrote the
Okay.
ticket, that's when they applied for it.
I see. All right. Okay, I do find that the violation did exist. I find in favor of the city. I will affirm the ticket. I reduce the amount, $250. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
City will proceed with the next item on the agenda, number 128, case number CTBPR 2018-00034, St. Home Despinoz at 13310 Northeast 4th Avenue with Officer Rahima Golding.
Good morning. Please state your full name and relationship to the property.
Rosalind Jean Baptiste, property owner.
I guess you might as well just stay there. Just stay there.
Good morning, City of North Miami Officer Rahima Golding, Co-Compliance.
And Officer Golding, can you verify that ticket number 11346 was issued to St. Home Despinois and his wife Rosaline Jean Baptiste on August 3rd, 2018?
Yes.
Can you verify that this is the ticket that you issued?
Yes.
Yes.
And what is the nature of the violation for which you issued your ticket?
Building permit required for storage container.
And how did you come across the storage container that was unpermitted?
It was actually the co-compliance manager had driven by and saw it and sent it to me and asked me to look into it. When I drove by, I saw the container, took photos, went into the computer and saw that there was no permit.
And can you verify that these photographs of the container dated August 2nd, 2018 were taken by you?
Yes.
And in regards to the storage container depicted in the photographs, is it required to have a permit in order to be placed on the property?
Yes, you need either a building permit to do construction work, or you would need a zoning for pod container.
And did you perform a search of the city's records and find any approvals issued by the city?
No, I did not.
No
I
furth-
did the search, but I did not find any permits.
And did you find any zoning approvals?
No.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Ma'am, do you have any questions for the officer?
The question is, on this description here, it says,
Bring the
unlaw-
mic down, speak into the mic.
Okay, on the description here, it says here, it shall be unlawful to start any construction in the city without obtaining permit. I don't see anything here about, storage container on this, notice to appear.
Can you see my?
It's for building permit required. To have a pod, a building permit is required. It falls under the category, it's not stated specifically.
Okay. Also, on June 12th, contractors put in a building upfront fee and construction upfront fee, plumbing and all that for $240. The construction, we put in a plan which was denied. And so we have to send it back to the architect to have it redesigned for the city to be able to approve it. So this has been an ongoing issue that I've had ever since the hurricane, because I'm still trying to fix the house from Irma. So it hasn't even actually been touched yet. So this is why we have the storage container, because we were going to do construction. And they went in to get permits and everything, but they were denied because they said the architect was not up to code or something to that effect.
So this one is specifically for construction on the house?
Yes.
Correct? Okay. They haven't applied for the, for which, can I have it?
For the container.
For the container, right?
But if they have a building permit, they can have the storage container, but they don't have a permit. They've only applied for it. You're not allowed to have the storage pod unless you have an issued permit.
Let me see the ticket. And you said this has been ongoing since the hurricane? Which
Well,
hurricane?
no, the issue that brings us here is due to the hurricane, but I'm not familiar. I just handed everything over to our contractors, and they did apply for permit, but they weren't able to obtain it because of the architect plan is not up to par. So they sent it back saying that they needed to resubmit it. But we had already started emptying the house. That's why we got the container.
I did speak with, I'm sorry, your name again, I'm sorry.
Rosalind Jean Baptiste.
Miss Jean Baptiste, and also her husband. And the day before I gave the ticket, and I expressed to them if they at least attempted to obtain a zoning permit for the pod, that I wouldn't write the ticket. So I gave them 24 hours to do that, and told them that if they at least contact me, let me know what the status is on that, perhaps I could push back the ticket. Nobody reached back out to me, so therefore I wrote the ticket. So I believe that they were given ample notice and information. I even gave them the phone number to the zoning department and the address for them to obtain a zoning permit.
What happened?
Okay, I was not very much involved in obtaining the permits. It was my contractor, and the only thing I have here is a permit receipt, receipt number. I have this, and this is all I have. That was done on 6/12/2018.
That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about when she came on the property and she told you that this is what you need to do regarding the container. and she provided you with the necessary information so that you can contact the city. And she told you that if there's anything, here's my phone number, let me know, try to do it within 24 hours. If you needed more time, you could have called her and say, I had, I was not able to do what you asked me to do. Give me another 24 hours to do it. You keep going back to something that happened in June. We're talking about most recently. This ticket was issued in August, correct?
Yes.
And so sometimes in August or maybe end of July, I don't know. I don't want to testify for the officer. When she came on the property, she told you exactly what the violation was and how to rectify it. What did you and your husband or your husband did?
Well, it's nothing I feel I can do is just wait for the city to approve to give us a permit. And they're not giving us a permit because they said the plans are not correct.
Got you. I find that the violation does exist. I affirm the ticket. Thank you, ma'am.
The city will proceed with the last item on the ticket appeal agenda, 138, case number PDFAO 2018-00048, Sabarna Inc. at 13655 West Dixie Highway. Officer Aaron Barber.
Item number again? I'm sorry.
138.
All right. Good morning. Is it still morning? Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Please state your full name and relationship to the
My
property.
first name is Ratan and my middle name is Lal and last name is Majumdar. And
Let's do this a little slowly. Say that one more time.
Ratan Lal Majumdar. That's my name.
Okay. Can you spell the last name for me, please?
Majumdar. Majumder.
M-A-J-U-M-D-E-M?
No, Majumder.
D-E-R.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. And your relationship to the property?
I'm the business owner, the Subarna Inc.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
And if I can get my witness to please state your name for the record.
My name is Aaron Barber, City of North Miami Code Compliance Officer.
And did you, on September 5th, 2018, issue ticket number 12373 to Sabarna Inc.?
Yes, I did.
Can you verify that this is the ticket that you issued?
Yes, that's the ticket that I issued.
Yes, I have it.
And what is the nature of the violation for which you issued your ticket?
The ticket was issued for a report of excessive false alarms at the business on Dixie Highway, West Dixie.
And within your job capacity with the City of North Miami, do you have access to the business records and police reports of the City of North Miami?
Yes, I was able to obtain the reports from North Miami PD.
And can you verify that incident report number 2018-000-10196 was downloaded by yourself?
Yes.
And this is the incident report in question?
Yes, this is the report.
I don't have it this one. Oh, that's fine, but I don't have it. Okay.
And does the police report indicate any false alarm activity for the property address located at 13655 West Dixie Highway?
Yes, it does.
What is indicated?
I know that the report states that it was on March 14th, that they were, there was a call from their location.
And were they then issued a false alarm notification from the city's vendor Cry Wolf Services?
I believe so, yes.
And they were assessed a $500 fine?
Yes, according to the information that the city received from Crywolf, yes.
And can you verify that this invoice number 97572 is the one that was issued by the city's vendor, Crywolf?
Yes, this is the invoice.
9394. I don't have this one. Yeah, that's one.
And is the $500 amount assessed by Crywolf still outstanding?
I believe so. I do not have, as of today, I don't have an update, on that information.
And in your review of the police report, covering the false alarm which registered at the property, was there any indication of any kind of criminal activity occurring at the time that the alarm went off?
I don't believe so.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Sir, do you have any questions for the
Yes,
officer?
Your Honor. Last 1.5 year, I have the problem with the alarm system, and I pay almost $3,000 penalized. And this is the last ticket she got it. I think this is the last one. And we fix it by July. And so many times they came, they fix it, but it's not fixed. So we was not sure is what is the going on. And last time they come, they're changing all the wire and everything. They redo it, all the store. So one of the motion was always, the going on. And that motion, they change it. After the July 17 is not happen anymore. So I see still is a good condition. Until today, I saw that from July. So if you can consider, because this is the small business, I pay like so much money 1.5 year. And it's not the last one happen, it's happened so many times. So, we try always like fix it, So I have the fixed report right here from the exclusive protection system. I don't know, you have in your records, so if you
Sure,
can
show it to
use
the
it.
attorney and,
That's the last fixed, July 17th.
all right. Okay. Based on the evidence presented, I do find that the violation did exist. But I also find that the property owner has taken the necessary steps to resolve it prior to this hearing. So based on that, I will affirm the ticket. Sir, I will reduce the amount to 300.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you.
Come here. Sir.
Good morning. We're going to continue with the magistrate hearing for the regular cases. And the first case I'll be calling is item number 58, Officer Ernst Baptiste, customer Jack Maurius, and case number CEFAW 2018-00197.
What item number?
58.
Good morning, sir. Please state your full name in relationship to the property.
Jack Maris, the owner.
Peggy. Jack. Ernst Baptiste, sitting on Miami Code Enforcement Officer. This is a case that was opened back in July 10th, 2018 for the wrought iron fence that is, the paint is peeling and looking rusty. I posted the property on September 26, 2018, and I took picture of the fence, and it need to be repainted. And I have picture to show.
This is your property, sir?
Yes.
You understand the violation?
Yes, but like I never received it to saying that I need to fix that.
Okay. How long do you need to fix it?
How many times you could give me? Like I could get started now. You give me. How many times can you give me?
Well, the next hearing is in 30 days.
Okay.
You have your, what are we, October? Well, you have till November 14th.
Okay. So all I gotta do is paint it, right? Correct.
That's correct.
All right.
All right,
No.
do that.
All right.
Because if you don't, you're going to accumulate fees.
All right. Then not a problem.
Okay, so I do find in favor of the city, I find a violation does exist. Enter an adjudication. I'm giving you 30 days to fix it. If it's not fixed, you're gonna have a daily fine amount of $50.
All right.
So it's in your best interest to do it.
Thank you.
All right. Something else?
No, I was saying that we were advised that the fine should be higher than because now we're running fine up to $1,000, up to $1,000. So the fine that we wanna up the fine.
I was gonna reset it 30 days. So you want me to up my fine for this wrought iron fence?
Yes, because we were instructed.
Okay. All right. You got 30 days.
Okay.
All right.
No problem.
Thank you. Correct.
Item number 147, Officer Vanessa Willis, customer North Miami House LLC, case number CESTR 2018-0008.
said 147? I don't know if I have 147. Mine is stopped at 146. Huh? You didn't print one? Good morning. Please state your full name for the record.
Good morning. Good morning. My name is Carter McDowell with Bills and Sunberg, 1450 Brickell Avenue, here representing North Miami Houses LLC. And I have the managing member of that LLC here with me, Paolo, and I'm going to let him pronounce his last name so I don't remove.
Paolo Scatareggia.
And that's why I let him say it.
Yes. Counsel, what is your last name?
McDowell.
Got it. Okay.
Good morning, Vanessa Willis, City of North Miami Code Compliance Officer. This particular violation has been written because they were operating a short-term rental at the property. The property was inspected on October 5th, 2018, where a Mr. Pierre Jason Curtis from Freeport, New York, was residing on the property. He, when we asked how long he was staying on the property, he stated that he was going to be there for 1 week from Wednesday to Wednesday. And he showed us some documentation on his phone in reference to how long he was going to stay, the lockbox code, all of the pertinent information that he would need in order to stay there on the property. As we were speaking, there were other people driving up, you know, coming into the house with, you know, various items, grocery items. And that's it. So that's basically my testimony, that they actually had a person who attested that they were taking advantage of a short-term rental there on the property.
And how did you come across the violation?
Apparently someone called into the office. My supervisor called me and made me aware of it and asked me to go by. The officer of the zone was actually out on vacation, so they asked me to respond to the call. So I did go out and I observed. I know that they had been cited previous occasions by other officers for the short-term rental, in which they actually received civil violation tickets. So for this one, since we wanted it to be heard before the special magistrate, we went ahead and cited as a regular violation for short-term rental and brought it to the special magistrate.
And additionally, Your Honor, the city does ask this morning that under Section 21-20 of the city's code, that this magistrate find the violation to be irreparable and irreversible in nature. The short-term rental has already occurred. It's not like he can go back now and fix the violation. And we're asking for the imposition of the higher fine that the magistrate has within its authority, which is a fine that is up to $15,000 for the violation.
All right, Counselor?
May I ask the code enforcement officer a few questions?
Absolutely, sir.
You mentioned that there were previous notices of violation on this site.
Yes.
Can you produce copies of those? Because we have never received any. Not
What I
one.
did, and I'll read it into the record and then I'll show you what I have here. Back on September 15, 2018, there was a ticket that was written for short-term rental. Excuse me. Again, also on September 15th, there were advertisements for short-term rental that they were also cited for. Then on October 1st, all of this I'm getting from our database, where I'm able to pull other officers' information to see who cited what and when. And I'll continue. October 1st, 2018, short-term rental of single-family dwelling. See what else?
So I now have some procedural questions that I need to ask and to get clarified. And honestly, this should have been clarified a while ago. What she has just referred to is the matter that's before you, not what she testified to. There were tickets that were issued, and we appealed those tickets, and they were civil violation tickets. This apparently is not being handled as that type of hearing, since you finished those already. We filed the appeals on September 25th, and I will hand you a copy of the appeals that we filed.
Are these being heard today, or no?
It's the only thing we've ever received notice of, which is the tickets that were issued, that she just referred to, on September 15th. And there were 2 tickets that were issued, 11970 and 11969. That's what is the only thing that is before you today. No subsequent actions are before you today. We've received no notice of that. In addition to that, as you will see in what I just handed out, we also submitted a public records request asking for access to and copies of the file and any materials that were going to be submitted at today's hearing. That was on September 25th we submitted that request. We've not received a single response to our public records request on either of those notices of violation. As a result of that, I followed up on October 12th and again on October 16th, asking for responses to the public records request so that we would see the file and not be surprised by someone coming today and testifying about something that's not in fact before you today. And therefore, on the basis that the city has not responded to the public records request, I believe this whole matter should be continued until the city actually responds to the public records request. I will submit for the record my follow-up emails to the city with regard to the public records request. So I do not believe this is properly before you today. I had asked through the city attorney's office to sit and talk with the city about this process. And I would note for the record that in fact this house is grandfathered in and has status to allow short-term rentals. And so I would ask that you continue this matter to allow us time to meet with the city, to understand what's in the file and what's not properly in the file, and to see if we can work this out. And Madam Special Magistrate, please don't take this with any disrespect at all, but my communications were with the city attorney, Jeff Cazzo. Are you related to him in any way?
So, because these public records were not addressed to our public records liaison, maybe the reason why those records were not produced to you in the format that we're usually used to seeing them?
Would have been if anybody picked up the phone or sent me an email, I would have been happy to do whatever was required. I got zero response.
The city has no objection to continuing it or tabling it for 1 month to allow Ms.
I'm sorry. May I just so that you're aware, basically, this particular violation was posted at the property on October 9th. There is something separate. This occurred on October 5th. So when you made the request on September 25th, which I'm not responsible for that, but I'm just letting you know that this particular violation was issued on October 5th. And it was immediately forwarded to magistrate so that it can be brought forward, so that it would not continue. And so I don't know why you didn't receive notice, because we actually paid a courier to go to the property and they actually signed for the notice to appear.
And who signed?
The officer's actually correct. If you look at I'm now looking at it, what the public records requests were specifically for the civil violation tickets, which were they were appealed but have not been yet set for hearing. So today, we are not hearing those tickets at all. So these public records would not be relevant to today's hearing.
With all due respect, I file a notice of appeal of an issue in September. You send me a notice to appear today, and I'm supposed to figure out through the grapevine that that's not what I appealed? When I've had zero communications from the city? Zero. Not an email, not a phone call, nothing.
This case was an add-on today?
It is news to me that this is on a matter that is subsequent to the appeals we filed.
All right.
You know,
I
it
think it's
makes
in
no sense.
everyone's best interest that we continue this matter to a future date. And if you guys can provide counsel with the person in charge,
Happy to come
where
meet.
he can, I'm sorry?
And we're happy to come meet and talk.
Yeah, so that you can
We've been trying.
communicate with and trying to get the documents that you need so that he can fairly prepare his case.
And to answer his question, Paolo Scatternega, yeah, signed for it. So we actually paid a courier, and he was there, and he signed for it.
I'm not saying there wasn't a subsequent violation.
I understand what you're saying. I just answered
or
your question.
notice. I'm just, the notice to appear today does not reference
A subsequent case?
a subsequent case.
It
I mean,
does.
I don't understand I'm, to be perfectly honest, I'm a little confused by how we're here and why, when the appeals that we had previously filed have not yet been heard, because the subsequent notice that they are here, supposedly here on, could be totally vitiated by the appeal of the ones prior to that. If it was determined in those appeals that we were a legal use, this would automatically go away.
Understood. And I think it's best that to continue the matter to a future hearing date. And
The appeal he requested is actually scheduled for November 21st.
We've not received notice of that. I appreciate knowing
Notice
it.
have yet been prepared, but it will be prepared and mailed out to you guys.
Okay, so I would ask that someone give me a call, send me an email, respond to the letter, let us have a conversation.
We will
It's gonna
forward it to
actually
our
go
public
to
records
what's on
liaison as
record.
far as the public records request.
And the notification will always go to the person of record. So if Mr.
Although you're
Scatter-
also aware now that he's represented by counsel, so by law, you should be also sending a copy of the notice to his counsel?
Now what chapter 162
correct.
says.
Is this for the city or is this for opposing counsel? Somebody? All right, so let's allow this matter to continue.
It would be the next. We have it on the third?
I thought you said it's scheduled for November what? 21st. Okay. So continue till November 21st. And that's if by then he's received documentation that he has since requested? Okay. Sir, were you provided with the name and information of the person that you need to get a hold of or in contact with?
I assume they can email it to
I
me.
will forward it to our public
Okay.
records
I've just given them
liaison.
my business card, so I assume they will do that.
Got it. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you.
Thank you.